Hello there, folks. My name is Eric, or Guru Gamesh, or just Guru for short. Guru, it's because of an old meme, but I'll discuss that later in another video. I'll introduce myself properly in another video. Just a short introduction here. I'm 35 years old. I'm an English teacher in Brazil, which is a struggle in itself. And but the topic of today's conversation isn't this. As you might have read the title, we are discussing breakups, especially after your 30s. So I'll try to be brief, right? And so let's go. So people often think, does it get better in time? I'd like to say yes and no. Yes, because the more baggage you get in life, the better you are at dealing with pain and things like that. And no, because of things that don't change. The pain, for example, it never changes, especially if you really loved that person deeply, like I did love my ex. Still love, of course. That doesn't go away overnight. So this is why it's been a little bit difficult for me. So let's talk about my first week, right? Today is Saturday and we broke up last Sunday. So the first day was difficult because it's never easy having that conversation, right? I imagine it was very difficult for her to tell me that things wouldn't work out. She broke up with me because we realized that we are different in some core aspects, and that would be difficult for us to go on in the long run, right? So, of course, the first day it was like was exactly like many other breakups, a lot of tears. And I am a man that I don't cry a lot, not because I'm a tough guy. I'm the strong, silent type. No, it's not that. One thing about me is that I deal with depression, so that makes it difficult to vent, to let things out. So this is another reason why I'm doing this video right now. So the first day was that, a lot of tears. I cried in front of her. She cried as well. And to be honest, I went like into some, how can you say that? Some I spaced out, yes. I spaced out. It was like I was Bob Dylan singing We Are the World. You know that video? And yeah, it was like that during the first day. During the second day, more of the same thing, but less tears, but still a lot of pain. And the difficult part is that we haven't had fights, we haven't had a bad thing, so it makes it difficult to go on like that, right? It makes it more painful as well. So, but on the other hand, it's a good thing to end things on a good way like that, in a good way like that, right? So yeah, then after that, in the days after those days, I got a lot of confusion about the rest of my days, because one day you are making plans, you are trying to find a house together. We were discussing that. She was asking what I like and what I don't like in an apartment. And then all of a sudden, those plans vanish, right? They they're like tears in the rain, you know. You might remember that reference if you are as old as I am. And yeah, seeing that all go away is always difficult, never easy. And then there's working, right? If you work, especially as a teacher, it's difficult because I have to put on a mask there, and people know me as a fun guy. Believe it or not, I'm a funny guy. I try to be, at least. People have a good laugh with me, which was a good part of the relationship as well. And we had good laughs. So yeah, working after a breakup, it's difficult because you hold tears all day, and then in my case, in the end of the day, I can't cry. Something happens, which is something I'll be discussing in therapy soon. Why can't I cry, right? So yeah. And I don't know. Having to hold the tears at work is difficult, right? Very difficult. And then I guess the hardest part is when you are alone, of course, because that's when you are facing your own thoughts. And like I said, if you had only good memories, it's even harder because you're thinking, well, what went wrong? You're reflecting on what your ex said and what you think about it. So, for example, after work, sometimes I talk to some friends when they have the time, but most of my friends don't have much time because, like I said, I'm 35 years old. So my best friend is a father, for example. So he doesn't have much time to be supportive, which is not a problem. It is what it is, right? The mind starts racing, you start struggling with memories, and it feels worse when you haven't had fights and something catastrophic, right? But despite not being a bad thing, it still feels worse, right? And then I guess the last thought I've been having is about the age, right? I'm 35, like I said a million times already. And, society makes us feel like we have an expiration date. You know what I mean? Because I remember one time a friend told me, hey, you are almost 30. I was about 27 or 28. And he said, oh, you must find someone soon. Because, well, in time that's going to be even harder. And I thought that wasn't a cool thing to say, because if a person is struggling with loneliness and you say something like that, how does that help? But I mean, in a sense, he isn't wrong, but not 100% right, because I do believe that you can find someone even at older stages of your life, but it's inevitable to think that, right? You start thinking, oh, I'm 35, I'm running out of time here, and yeah, things are pretty hard. So that about sums up what I felt and thought during this first week. Like I said, I won't make this video extra long, so I'll be cutting this video short right here, and maybe, a huge maybe, next week I'll come with an update. If you relate with this and want to comment something, please do. I'd like to hear from someone out there, right? And that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you again someday. Guru